Hi, I'm Callie. By day, I am a site reliability engineer at HashiCorp. And by night, I am putting on my full stack developer hat and building a website builder. I like to talk about code almost as much as I like to code. So I'm going to be building my website builder in public and talking about it along the way. Today's video is all about how I'm going to publish new website content on my website builder. All right. So when I first started planning this out, I was thinking, well, the easiest way to do it would be just on the published view, just edit content right here. But that's not going to be a good long-term plan. I'm trying to imagine how future me will feel about current me and my planning. So while the easiest option would just be to keep one source of truth in terms of content and update automatically in the database on save or submit, that might cause problems in the long term. All right. Future me might want to start a blog. All right. So the idea would be that I would add blog posts, and maybe I'm not writing my blog post all in one sitting. Maybe I'm writing my blog post over the course of a week or two. So I want to save a draft in my database. And then when I'm ready to publish, I want to be able to hit the publish button. So this is going to affect how I'm planning my MVP of my website builder, because my MVP won't have a blog section on it. It's just going to have a few different types of content that you see on this page here, right? We have a heading with an image and text on the right. We have a heading, an image on the with the text on the left, and a link button. And we just have a heading with some text. All right, those are going to be my MVP content sections. All right, so originally I was thinking, oh, well, I could just click an edit button on the section, edit it, and then click save, right? But future me would be mad at current me if I did that. So I'm not going to do this. Here's what I'm going to do instead. I am going to, if you're an admin, which for the beginning is just going to be me, I'm going to have these two buttons here. All right, add would be to add a page to the Coding with Callie website. All right, it's going to be disabled for MVP because I'm not quite there where I'm ready to add new pages, and that's okay. I'm just going to have a home page. And then the edit button is going to be live for the MVP. And the idea of the edit button is going to be that I click edit and I go from this published view of my website to the edit view of my website. Now let's take a look at that. All right, so I'm going to be splitting the page a little bit because I want over here so this is going to be like editing an entire page. So on the right side, you're going to see all of the sections that are currently on the page and an add a section button. On the left side, you're going to see all of the page specific actions that you can take, right? So I can edit each of my sections, all right? And how I do that is I select the edit button on the individual section, and then this whole section will change. It'll go from displaying what's on the published view to looking like a little form, but in the same format as the section was before. So now I'll have an input here with the heading, and then I can edit the heading. I could edit the text area, or I could edit the image, all right? And then when I click submit, all right, it's going to go and start a draft in my database, all right? Well, this part I'm still a little bit confused about because I do also have a save as draft. So maybe when I hit submit, that just saves it on the front end. And then if I want to save as draft here, so I'm going to have to think about that a little bit more. But I can do that the idea is I will be able to do that for each of my different content types. All right. I can also add a new section on this page where I would select the section type, which right now is just content, but in the future we might have forums or apps or something like that. And then you would select the content type and add the section. And the way that you would actually edit the section would be kind of like a blob like this would pop up, right? Which is like the lorem ipsum and just a random heading. And then you would edit it and save it. All right. So still need to figure out this save as draft. Maybe it just automatically saves as draft. It's kind of what I'm thinking. So maybe I'll get rid of this button here. But regardless, the idea would be that you have a published changes here. So in the database, you would have a published version of the page, and then you would have a draft version of the page. And then as soon as I do publish changes, the draft version would replace the published version, and then we'd probably get rid of the draft version from the database. All right. So you could discard changes as well. So if I make a bunch of changes on here and then ultimately I'm like, no, my page was fine how it is, that you should discard. Still working out the details on that. But in the future, I want to be able to delete a page schedule when publishing happens. So maybe when I do turn this into a blog, I could write my blog post, and then instead of clicking publish when it's done, I would say, hey, I want to schedule this for Tuesday at 8 p.m. All right. And then maybe with that could go some sort of email notification. Who knows? We'll see. And then also request approval. I have the idea that in the future, maybe I will have like content creators on the website, and they could create a blog post, or they could create a workshop, or whatever this turns into. And so maybe I want a button where it's like when they want to schedule their publish, right? But I need to approve it first, because ultimately I am the owner of the website. All right. So this is my plan so far. I'm still working on it. Clearly, it's not all fleshed out. I need to figure out how we save a section versus saving a page, and how drafts work. But I'm feeling pretty pleased with my progress, and I'm glad that I'm spending so much time planning before I start building. All right, let me know what you think of this. If you have any suggestions, I'm open to all feedback. Thanks so much for watching.